And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here on the Highliner Activity Network as we are in the winter. There's snow on the ground, but we are here. We're going to be wrapping up one fall sport, and on the other side of that, we're going to be starting winter sports. Girls wrestling is kicking things off. Tim Miller joining us.
Good
Coach,
morning.
how you doing?
Good. Good
Well,
morning.
we've been calling you Coach for a while, but now it's official that you are the head girls wrestling coach here for Valley City.
Yep. Exciting times for Valley City and for our girls and
Yep.
for Dustin and I. Yeah.
11 girls out for varsity wrestling this year.
Yep. 11, 4 brand new, hot off the press that have never set foot in a wrestling room before. So that's good. Hopefully we can grow from here.
Yeah, had 6 last year, the Super Six as we
Yep,
called
yep.
them last year, and Brooke Bundy was the lone senior. This year we've got one with Victoria Sanchez.
Yep.
So a good core of wrestlers coming back for this team.
Yes. Yeah. We have only 2 juniors, and the other 9 are sophomores to 7th grade.
Yeah.
So.
And you look at the talent level. You talked about the 4 newbies. What are they going to be learning here in the early stages in the wrestling room?
I mean, they're learning the basics, the same, same thing that everybody starts with. Our whole team, our philosophy, Dustin and my philosophy is essentially less is better. We see that if there's a quote from a coach that has done technique before, and he said, my first few years of wrestling, when I'd come in, I'd show them every move I knew plus 20 more, and. Yeah, ours is sort of the opposite of that. We tell the kids we don't want to have 40 things that you know a little bit about. We want you to know 15 things that you can do in the dark.
Okay.
And so that's kind of our philosophy is less is better, or less is more, I guess.
And a lot of talent, though. I mean, you got some very talented wrestlers that are going to be in that room there this year.
Absolutely. We're seeing improvement. Just over the summer, you see improvement. Even if kids don't wrestle, it is interesting how, even if they don't wrestle during the summer, when we're done in February, and yes, we might have a camp or 2 during the summer. For the most part, most of them don't wrestle during the summer. But when they come back in the fall, it is interesting to see how much they've improved without any wrestling during the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then, of our new ones, they're all looking really good. And a couple of them are really standing out. One that, her brother and her 2 brothers wrestled, Bethany Schulteis, is really looking the part. So
She probably had to spar with those
Something,
with
yeah,
them.
yeah,
So she
yeah.
learned from some good guys.
But yeah, all the new ones are adapting really well.
Well, you look at the veterans on this team. Victoria Sanchez is the one senior. You got Miley Christensen, Gabby Hennig, Deegan Kirscherman, and Haley Ford.
Those are our 4 main cogs.
Yep.
If you'll
Yep.
want to call them that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the core.
They are. And so we were talking about trying to win a duel, and I said when we go into duels, we're a little bit shorthanded. We only can fill 9 weights if we really stretch things out, and unfortunately that means moving Miley Christensen up to probably to wrestle 155 in the duels. But like I told those 4 girls, we need wins out of you. Like we're counting on 4 wins here, and we got to pick up 3 somewhere else along the way.
Steal a couple down the way.
Yep.
And you get started Saturday. First, you got a tournament in Lisbon this weekend.
Yep, it's called the Lisbon Early Bird, and I guess that's why it's the first it's the first tournament of the year. And our girls and junior high boys and JV boys will be going down there.
And I believe Matt March is going to be working with the junior high boys this year. So it's nice to have you got a good coaching staff from the varsity all the way down.
Absolutely, and that's key. Like our core group of coaches have, like, I was with Express, Larson was with Express from the very beginning, and to be with these kids the whole way, to have consistency with coaches the entire way through, I think is important.
And then for the girls, the first time that you'll be able to see them here at the Hack will be December 20th on that Friday, right before for the holiday tournament.
Girls holiday tournament on the 20th and the boys on the 21st. So yeah, girls will be on Friday.
And you and I were talking a little bit ahead of time, Tim, is we've had a girls' team. I mean, we talk about you are the head coach. We are the officially hired as a head coach, but we've had a girls' team for several years, or girls representing the Highliners. But now that the numbers are up and things are really, this sport is really taking off, isn't it, girls wrestling in the state of North Dakota?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the fastest growing girls' sport in the United States. But there again, there's reasons for it. It's a new sport, so a new sport is going to have an advantage in growth. But yeah, it's we have 11 right now. We had 6 last year. And what we're finding is that you get to a certain point, and hopefully we're there now with 11. When you have 11 kids on your roster, each one has a certain core group of friends, and often that's how you pick up new wrestlers is friends of friends. And so our chances of picking up more with 11 is better than our chances of picking up more with, say, 6.
And Miley and Deegan, they're BCN girls.
Yep.
They're the 2 from BCN, but the other 9 are Valley City
All
girls.
Niner.
And
Yep.
kind of reaching out to the BCN and even Maple River too, aren't you? Or hoping to?
We have Gabby Hanning
That's right.
from Maple Valley, or I don't know what the other.
It's Maple
co-ops
Valley
are
High
called.
School, yeah.
Maple Valley.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, and those, you just named 3 that are very integral, important, a lot of experience there, and they're all from, surrounding communities. So,
Right.
A big portion of our experienced wrestlers aren't even from here. So, but in a year or two, that'll obviously change.
That'll change big. And you look at the veterans, I don't want to use the word veterans, but the leadership of these girls, they've worked with the younger girls too, so they're going to have to take a little bit of a leadership role in that room, aren't they?
They have already. And that's something, I've asked them to do, but leaders, you don't have to ask them to lead. It's just something they do naturally. You can't really teach. It's hard to teach somebody to lead. But yeah, those girls have all taken a big part in leading the younger ones. It's a very tight knit group. They're good with each other. There's the older ones respect the younger ones, and so it's good to see.
And I think I saw on Facebook new singlets that they're going to have nice bright red with little blue, and it looks good.
Yeah, I think we are the first team in Valley City history to have predominantly red singlets, and so those were going to be our championship round singlets.
Okay.
So you like the boys' championship round singlets are white. And when you make it to the placing rounds, then you get a chance to wear those. Well, we had a little hiccup in the ordering process this year with the Columbia singlets.
Right.
So at least for the short time, the red ones are going to be what we're wearing until the other ones come in. We're going to be wearing those for everything. So, and the girls were happy to hear that.
I was going to say, I saw I think it was Gabby and Haley were modeling them on Facebook, and big smiles on their face.
Yeah. When I showed it to them, they all when we introduced them or unveiled them at practice last week, they were all excited. Lots of oohs and ahs.
Well, people forget red was a very big part of Highliner color scheme back in the day, and they're kind of bringing it back too.
Yeah, back in the 80s, maybe early 90s, I don't know at what point, but I don't know if Navy, I don't remember seeing Navy on anything. It was just the Columbia and the red. Yep. And of course white.
Well, it's getting exciting time of year, and it starts here on Saturday in Lisbon, and then the duels with Devils Lake in a conference duel coming up next Tuesday. So it's going to come fast and furious.
It is. At the end of the season, I go through this every year, all the time. At the end of the season, the day after probably, I'm like, whew, boy, you just relax a little bit because things do come fast and furious. Certainly towards the end when you're dealing with regionals and then 2 or 3 days of state. But then about 2 days after that, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go again.
Let's get going again. Yeah. All right. Well, look forward to it. A fun year. And Dustin Kruger, assistant, he'll be working with you. And you have a couple other assistants too, women that'll be helping you out a little bit.
Yeah, we have two college girls. One from Castleton, Isabel Duchuk, and one from Carrington, Taylora, who do awesome with the girls. They, when it's appropriate, when they're wrestling somebody who's at their ability level, they do a great job of going 100% and live. And when it's somebody who's a little bit lesser, maybe weighs a little bit less, isn't at their ability level. They do a great job of wrestling them while coaching them at the same time. So, yeah, we've got great. I mean, everything's in place. Everything's looking really good for Valley City girls wrestling.
Well, let's get it going.
Yep.
It starts on Saturday. All right, Coach, appreciate it, and we'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you here.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Coach Tim Miller from the Valley City Highlander Girls Wrestling. We'll be back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach Corner on the Highliner Activity Network, and we have the fall sports season wrapping up. State volleyball coming up this weekend in Fargo, and the Highliners wrapped up their season last week in the EDC tournament. Coach Cynthia Claybo joining us. Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Well, we wrapping up the regular season, but wrapped up the season for the Highliners, and just looking at the two matches, your play-in match with Central, and then the Red River match. The season is over. Is it tough to kind of swallow that one?
Yes. Yes. I had higher hopes kind of for this
Right,
team.
yeah.
And I hope they know that I truly thought they could do it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And we definitely could. We just didn't play the best towards the end of the season. Our last 3-4 matches weren't our best, so that's unfortunate. We played some really good volleyball throughout the season and beat some teams that other people didn't think we would beat. So it's
Right.
like, seeing how far those teams have gone, we're like, man, we could have done that too, but
As you beat Grand Forks Central here in a 5-setter in that play-in match to get, was it the first time in 4 years that we got through that play-in? That was an exciting match. Probably shouldn't have been, but it was a fun 5-setter.
yes.
Five-setters are fun for announcers.
Yeah, not so much for us. I mean, they are fun, right? But
Right.
I'm glad it went in our favor. Yeah, I don't know. It was great. A lot of the girls, that's what they wanted to get, right? That was their goal, is to get to the EDC tournament. And we unfortunately didn't feel like a tournament. They changed how the tournament ran this year,
Right.
which I think most coaches weren't very happy about. Because when we went to Davies and we went to Red River, it just felt like another match. We didn't truly get that tournament feel. So I hope our region next year will have an actual tournament, and I
Right.
hope the EDC goes back to the tournament schedule, just to let those girls feel a tournament.
Right.
Yep.
You can have the play-in match at home, but then
Yes.
when you get to those final 8, that should be at a
Yeah.
neutral site.
Yes, it should be.
Or as neutral as you can get.
Well, at least one site.
Right, one site.
Yep.
And have everybody there, because that's why it's called a tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just us.
So-
That's our philosophy. But as you wrapped up the season, though, and you mentioned about teams, you beat some teams you didn't. A lot of people said you shouldn't. In the last year in the EDC, and I have mentioned this to somebody the other day, we're not just here to finish out our EDC time. We're going to show you guys we belong in this conference, and you did.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys really had a very, very solid season in the EDC, and you have to be proud of the way that this team played throughout the conference season.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I just wish we could have ended how we played towards that end part, when we played Horace, when
Right.
we played different teams, we just played so well, and then towards the end, there's we had some roller coaster rides, and it would have been nice to just keep that ride up,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Even the Shanley match, yes, it was a 3-set loss, but you
Yeah.
played very well
Right.
against Shanley, a
Yeah.
team that was the number 1 team in the conference.
Right, yeah, we
Yeah.
hung with every team, we really did. So it was exciting. I was proud of the girls, how they played this
And
year.
of course, Horace upset Shanley in the
Right?
tournament,
Yeah,
and
yep.
which shows at any time anything can happen.
Absolutely.
And of course, and then after the season's done, Katie Coca gets EDC. But you could have said there's a ton of girls on that team that could have got some kind of postseason accolades, because this was a team effort that
Yes.
really made this team work this year.
Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, there could have been a handful of them that made it. Jovi did get all-star. She's going to go to the
Yep.
all-star game as an alternate, so
Okay.
that's exciting for her.
And
Yeah.
you look at your 3 seniors, Bailey LaRue, Ava Hughesby, and Jovi Borg. And of course, it's only been your first year as head coach, but you've been around these young ladies probably 5-6 years, ever since, ever since they started volleyball. What did they mean to this program, and what they are leaving behind, the foundations that they're leaving behind?
Well, I had all 3 of those in 8th grade, so that's kind of fun. It's kind of just to see who stays with the program, that kind of thing. It just shows heart, and that they just love the sport and want to stay. And they'll definitely be missed, because they just love the sport. They come out because they want to play, and they just want to get better and be part of the team. And yeah, they're definitely the heart of the team. So.
And a lot of talent coming back, though.
Yes.
The cupboard is not going to be bare for this team next year, moving into
No.
that middle class.
Yeah.
Now they go to the 3-class system.
Yeah.
A very junior-dominated team that will be now seniors next year.
We have a lot of juniors, but we have a lot of 9th, 10th graders that are very talented too. So it's going to be hard next year to decide and pick and see, but hopefully they go to some camps and everybody gets better, and I don't know, hopefully some are like, whoa, you've really improved. So I'm excited to see next year.
Volleyball is one of those sports, off-season workouts, doing JO and doing things that really pays off when you get to the fall, doesn't it?
Yes, definitely. I mean, if you don't pick up a ball from now till August when we start or have a couple open gyms during the summer, that's tough. So, yeah, I mean, there's camps going on all year, but obviously, hopefully, they play some other sports. We're a small school,
Right.
The more activities they're in, the better all their muscles will develop, and they won't just like work on one. So, yeah, hopefully they try a couple other things. And I know right now there's a couple camps over in Fargo, like on Sundays during the winter. And I mean, if you're in basketball, obviously don't do that, right?
Right.
If you're not, go do some of those things.
Yep.
Summer camps are all over this place. Yeah,
Stay active.
absolutely.
Don't sit at home and do this.
Yeah. Come to summer workouts. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Well, it was a fun year. 19
It was.
wins, most in 6 years for this team as far as wins, and you get to that EDC tournament. Just a lot of positives
Yes.
came out of the 2024 volleyball season.
Yep.
And looking forward to 2025 already. I'm sure you are too.
Yeah. Well, I'd like a little break for a little
little
bit now.
break, okay.
I mean, I went home yesterday for the first time at 4:00. I'm like, wow, this is weird.
So, hey, it's still light out
Yeah, right. Exactly.
for about another hour.
Yeah.
But, Coach, I appreciate everything this year and look forward to 2025. And you have yourself a good off season, and I'm sure we'll see you around.
Yes, for sure.
All right, thanks much.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Coach Cynthia Clabo joining us from the Valley City Highlander Volleyball. We're back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network, and the girls' basketball season tipped off, pardon the expression. I think Monday practices got started for Highlander girls' basketball. Coach Jimmy Howard joining us from the Highlanders. How you doing, Coach?
Good. It's great to get back in the gym.
I was going to say, you're ready to get after it now.
Yes.
And with the volleyball season that wrapped up, the girls, a lot of girls that play both sports are coming right into the gym and starting. I guess the first question, I was thinking about this earlier today. Coaches are like, yeah, last year was fun, but that was last year. Is that something that is going to be anything at all that you mentioned or not even worry about?
We addressed last year. We want to build off of it, so I don't want to necessarily forget it.
Right.
But we want to put some banners up. So we want to build off of it. So we referenced, where we fell short, things we could do better. But it is a completely different team, and so we're going to be different. And who's going to step in and who isn't? So do we talk a lot about it? No. But do we reference it? Absolutely. As we're trying to push forward and establish a different culture here in this 3-class system.
Playing those extra games into the tournament, into the state tournament, that just helps your program because that's just more time, practice time together, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We got an extra 2.5 weeks of playing, of practicing. Those kids that may not have played a lot of minutes last year, but we got extra practice with them, just building more confidence towards this season. And then over the summer, those kids getting a lot of work at team camps and things like that. So it's really exciting heading in here to see what we're going to be, because it's going to be different.
A lot of the younger players, now that we're JV, will be moving into that varsity role. If they didn't see varsity action last year, are they aware of the speed, how it's going to pick up a little bit or not?
I think so. Our practices have been great the first 3 days. We've had a lot of intensity, and I think we've got a lot of kids that can push each other. So I think getting up to speed at that is happening at practice with those kids that were playing a lot of varsity minutes, and then the ones that haven't been are starting to catch up to what that speed is. So I think we're going to have some really good practices, some really intense practices, and I think we're going to be able to get a lot better throughout the season.
And you've got a good group of juniors, seniors that can be leaders on this team that can help the younger players work into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Greta's been playing with us for 5 years. This will be her 5th year. The juniors, Dakota was an all-region player last year. We have Maddie Anderson and Kaylee Nielsen, who got some playing time last year. Kinley Suffolk, we've moved positions, so she's going to be looking to shoot a little bit more. She's actually a really good shooter, just didn't look to score a lot. So we have some people that can fit in there. Rylan Johnson has just gotten stronger over the last year. She's going to be able to hopefully help us defensively, and then give us some stuff offensively off of rebounds and things like that. So those players, Bailey LaRue has really gotten a lot better over the course. You know, she just started playing last year, and hopefully she can bring some physicality in spot minutes that we need right now, and work her way into some sort of role that we can use. And then we have, we have 2 sophomores that one was all region again last year and made the all tournament team at state. Katie Burchell, she's just going to continue to get better. Nora Peterson's another long athlete who just works hard. And then we have a bunch of freshmen coming in that are hungry. So I think we're going to have a really good practices. I think it's going to push everybody. And I wouldn't be surprised to see different looks throughout the early part of the season, just trying to figure out who is going to be able to give us the minutes we need.
And really, there's not going to be one person a team can focus on with this group. There's not, well, if we stop her, we're good. You're not be able to do that with this group.
No, and we really pushed that last year, trying to get 4 girls in double digits. And we had a little funk this summer where we had some kids that were maybe forgetting like how much better we are if we do that. And we addressed it this summer a little bit, and I'm sure there'll be points in the season because people, like I said, people are trying to carve out their role. They want to show coaches like, hey, I can be a scorer, I can do this. Let it fall where it may, and if we can get 4 girls in double digits again this year, I think we had 4 average double digits last year, we could be really tough again.
Same type of philosophy, you rebound and let's push the pace if we can. That's kind of been your philosophy darn near forever, hasn't it been?
Yeah, we want to own the boards. We want to pound the glass, limit other people's possessions, and hopefully we can get more. It worked really well for us at the state tournament last year. We shot a really high percentage. We absolutely dominated on the rebounding side of it, and it kept us in every single game. And so we want to continue that, and then push the pace, get up, and try to get easy baskets and just force teams to continue to have to think and run and hopefully wear them out.
I don't think you're home until the 13th of December, if memory serves. I was trying to look at the schedule, but you got a few road games to start the year.
So some things have changed in our schedule.
Okay, and I know the schedule can be fluid.
So the varsity is going to play in the BCT starting December 10th, but then due to some logistic things, our home game with Oak Grove got moved to an away game, so we're actually away the first 2 games of the season.
Okay.
So we won't be home until after Christmas for just a regular game. We do have the holiday shootout, but actually we won't be playing a home game now till after Christmas. But I mean, the BCT is in our hometown, but we're not necessarily at home here in the Hack.
I think December 10th for that will be the BCT. It's the first day.
Yep, we
10th,
play at
12th,
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay, good. You play a night game because then I can be there. But is that a different for you guys being that now that, because last year the JV played in it, but now you're going to have the varsity in? Is that something though you like getting the varsity on that big floor? And well, floors are about the same anyway, but getting them out there as a varsity in this tournament?
Yeah, I think just last year we played a conference game to start the season, and that team had already played, and so we're working out our kinks as they've kind of already seen. I think it's going to give us an opportunity just to see where we're at, and everyone wants to. We haven't played in it for so long here. Everybody wants to play in it in Valley City on their team, and so I think it's just going to be a chance for the girls to really get out there. There was I guess Greta's the only one that didn't play in it last year, but now everyone will have played. And I do think getting on a bigger court, it is 10 feet longer, is important for us just to see where we're at conditioning-wise.
Well, and there's going to be good teams on that too. I mean, this is not saying, well, Valley City is going to be in the BCT. Okay, well, we know who's going to win that. You're going to see some really good B teams in that tournament.
Yeah, and
or A teams too.
I think the matchup that we've wanted for years is a possibility. I mean, you have to take care of your business, but us and Maple River are on the same side of the bracket.
Okay.
And I know we've tried to play them for years and it just hasn't worked out. They've wanted to play us and it hasn't worked out. We're 15 minutes apart. We got family members on both teams, and so the opportunity for that to happen, and be it our varsity, so
Yeah.
that it's an actual varsity versus varsity, is kind of exciting. I know the girls are looking forward to the possibility of that, but you still got to take care of your first game to get there. So I don't know. It's going to be a different feel. It's going to be weird to start the season in that feel, but
Yeah.
I'm excited, and I think the girls are too.
Well, the season is here. You guys have been practicing for a few days. There's a lot of excitement built around Highlander basketball right now, and now it's just let's get going. Let's play a few games. And do you have scrimmages lined up or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, we're heading up to rugby, 3 games, the Saturday of Thanksgiving. So we'll
Okay.
play Monat North, rugby, who we will see later in the year, and then Grafton. So just a chance to see both JV varsity where we're at. And then we have a week to kind of fine-tune some things. Then we head into the BCT and we head into our season.
Okay. Oh, it's going to come fast and furious. It will. Just like wrestling, we're talking about it. Once it starts, it's going to go.
Yes.
It's going to go. Especially when you have the holiday tournament. Before, you'd had nothing usually for 10 days
Yep.
except practices. Now you'll have the second year of that holiday classic coming in here. And I think same teams, virtually the same teams are coming in because they all loved it here last year.
Yep, and some schedules changed just because of how everything laid out, and we're trying to, play on Sundays. So a few things changed. Like we don't have 3 games this year,
Okay.
and a lot of other teams asked for 2. So I could see our holiday shootout changing a little bit.
Sure.
Just because, some people think 3 games is a lot. If you think about it, like it kind of gets you ready for tournament time, seeing where you're at 3 games in a row, 3 days. But we want to make it so that people want to come back here, play, make it beneficial for everybody, because it is nice to play here and not have to travel over Christmas to play somewhere else.
And we'll make sure we don't have a citywide blackout.
Yeah, that would be nice this year.
And if we do, we'll have to play in candlelight.
Yeah, that was pretty, right as the teams walk in, power goes out.
Power goes out. So we're delayed for a while, but anyway. Well, Coach, looking forward to another great year. Appreciate you stopping by this morning, and we'll be chatting as the year progresses. And staff is the same, you and with Tara, and I think junior high girls basketball will be starting here Monday with games if they haven't already.
They've already started. They've
Yep.
played 4 games, I believe.
Okay.
And they're doing well. Seen a lot of growth with our 8th grader that's out. We got one 8th grader out, but she's really grown from what I've seen. And the now 7th graders are playing really well. And so there's a lot of excitement. We'd still like to see more kids out, but we got a lot of kids that want to work.
Yeah.
And so that's the nice part. We only have 14, 9 through 12, but
Right.
those kids want to play and they want to play hard, and it makes for good practices. So hopefully that continues with the junior high kids coming up. But yeah, they've, I think, played 4 games so far, and
Okay.
they're doing really well. So
All right. Looking forward to it. Coach,
Yes.
thanks much. We'll talk again.
thank you, and go Highlanders.
There we go. Coach Jimmy Howard joining us on Valley State Highlander Girls Basketball. We'll be back and wrap things up here in Coach's Corner from the Highlander Activity Network.